Okay, this is the instructional video for Hive Smashers, so let's get right into it. Remember, Hive Smashers is a two-player game, so you're going to want to pick which side you're on. There's the bees and the wasps. Now the bee cards, as you'll notice, are very yellow with orange around the edges. These characters wield golden weapons and typically have very polished armor. Now the wasps cards are very blue with purple around the edges. This clan uses very crude weapons, and they're barely out of the Stone Age, and therefore can't be trusted. All those cards I just showed you are clan cards. Make sure to shuffle them well, and then deal out 18 cards to each player. That's right, 18 cards. Stack the rest face down off to the side. This is the action card. You'll want to shuffle these really well and stack them in a deck next to the clan cards. Okay, so each player builds a hive with those 18 cards plus the queen card. You place your queen in the center, and then ideally surround her with your cards like this. Think of it as putting a protective barrier around her. If you were dealt any cards from your opponent, try to place them in these dead zones. This will make sense later when we examine how to build tunnels. So here's a top-down view of what the game setup should look like. You have the player on the left with her hive, the player on the right with his hive. Action cards go in the center. The rest of the clan cards go next to those. Then you hand out 4 clan cards to each player and keep those honeys hidden. So there are 2 ways to win at Hive Smashers. One way is to create a complete tunnel on your opponent's hive and then lay down a smash card to crush his or her queen. The second way to win, should you run out of cards and nobody smash a queen, is to count up your clan cards on your hive at the end of the game. Whoever has the highest count wins. Here we've counted up all my visible clan cards on my hive and it comes out to 70. On my opponent's hive, we count up the total and it's only 69. So since I have 70 points, he loses. Sucker. So here we're back at the top-down view. One of the most important things to remember is you should always have 4 cards in your hand at the end of your turn. So that means if I lay down a card, I have to pick one up from the action card deck or the clan card deck, and I'll explain later when to pull from each pile. If you run out of cards either in the action or clan deck, and you only have 3 cards in your hand, stop. Count up your visible clan cards and add those totals like I discussed earlier to see who won. So you start the game by trying to cover up your opponent's cards. If you have a higher numbered card in your clan, you can cover your opponent's card. But he or she can do the same to you. Here, my opponent's laid down a 9 over my 8. The cool thing about Hive Smashers is you can lay cards on both your hive as well as your opponent's. Let's say you have a bunch of your opponent's cards in your hand. You can still play them. Here, my opponent is lowering my clan number each turn. Once it goes down low enough, my opponent may end up drawing a higher card to cover up my clan entirely. Jerk. Now, if you lower your opponent's cards numbers, raise your own card numbers, cover your opponent's cards with one of your own, or block a tunnel through to your queen in any way, then you get to draw an action card. And that's a good thing, because these cards make the game interesting. There are 4 kinds of action cards. There's the tunnel card, the tunnel collapse card, the swap card, and finally, the smash card. Let's talk about the tunnel card first. Tunnel cards help you build through the hive and smash your opponent's queen. But to start building tunnels, you have to lay the tunnel cards down on your own cards. Here you can see that I begin my tunnel by laying a tunnel card over my 8 of wasps. On my next turn, I lay down a 15 of wasps over my opponent's 14. On my next turn, I lay down another tunnel card, thus completing my tunnel. So the next time I get a smash card, I can drop it in the center and win. These arrows show you the only way to create tunnels. They are straight paths through to the queen. Any cards here not touching the arrows are dead zones because you can't build tunnels in these sections. The next action card is the tunnel collapse card. Now here, I've completed a full tunnel through to the queen. One smash card in the center will mean I win, but my opponent can lay down a tunnel collapse card. Now that they've done this, my tunnel is broken. It's collapsed. I can repair the damage by laying down a tunnel card, but if I don't have a tunnel card, I can lay down a swap card, or even a clan card from my clan to start rebuilding my tunnel. After I lay down this 1 of wasps card, I can eventually put a tunnel card down, thus repairing the tunnel fully. Now if we read the small print on the tunnel collapse card, it says, lose a turn if you cover this card. So if you cover this card, pick up a clan card to keep 4 cards in your hand, and then you lose the next turn. The next action card is the swap card. and the fine print tells you, should you cover this card, to swap cards with your opponent. So the process goes like this. Number 1, cover the swap card. Number 2, pick up a clan card from the deck. Number 3, swap cards with your opponent. That way, everyone still has 4 cards at the end of the turn. Okay, the 4th action card, and probably the most valuable, is the Smash card. As you can see in the text, it says this card can never be covered. Sure, you can cover the queen, but if you want to crush a tunnel or cover an opponent's high-numbered clan card, you can. Put the Smash card anywhere, and it can never be covered. Think of it as a permanent sinkhole in the Hive. So there's one important rule about playing action cards we need to go over. If you play an action card, you must pick up a clan card at the end of your turn. You can never immediately pick up an action card if you've just laid one down. You have to replace it with a clan card. Here's a couple of things to remember when playing Hive Smashers. Tunnel cards can't be covered by clan cards. Any card can cover a swap card. And for tunnel collapse cards, if both you and your opponent cover a tunnel collapse card right after each other, then nobody loses a turn. Duh. Okay, thanks for watching, and here's hoping you don't get seizures from looking at these zany images.